Go to getamazonnow.com and give a gift card.
Welcome to humanity. This is our one.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Yo, hi, this is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to listen to Fight Net Radio.
Me, Harvey Oswald, what's your name? I know how am I supposed to know you?
This is Frank Shamrock. You're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Hi, this is Nia, the Knockout St. John. You're listening to Fight Net Radio, and there's no way I would ever touch Lee.
This is Chuck Jackson the Dell.
I am Stephen Bonner, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Dan Henderson, you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Everybody, welcome to Fight Net Radio, where Lee's burning every bridge there is out there. All right.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on FightNetRadio.com.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes. All the truth for whatever it takes. This is how we show it. Whatever it takes. 'Cause we ain't got nothing to whatever it takes.
I am the king of the world. Hold it. Hold it. You're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I took up the world.
Merry Christmas. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Sunday's Christmas, right? Am I recording this correctly? Yeah, it's on a Sunday. Yes, it's Christmas. Sir. But it's not really Christmas. It's really the week before. It's the day after the Bernard Hopkins fight. But Andrew and I are recording your Christmas show today. My name's Lee Hunnish. That's Andrew Labouche. Merry Christmas, because we'll just text each other, wind up texting on that day. Merry Christmas, Andrew. How are you?
Merry Christmas, Lee. Very good. Very good.
What'd you get for Christmas?
I don't know yet. I think nothing.
You need to pretend this is a future show. I got lots of cool stuff. I know I will get nothing.
Yeah, right.
I don't ask for anything. And
even if you get something, most of the time it's with your own money or credit anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
I should just go buy my own.
This whole thing, because you and I both have children. They say Christmas is for children. That's crap. Okay. I want presents too, but I might even be in Vegas today. I might.
And
I wanted Vegas for Christmas, so we'll see. I could be in Vegas while this is out. And if I am, trust me when I said I'm having a very Merry Christmas in Vegas. Christmas in Vegas is awesome. It's awesome. My daughter will be having a wonderful day with my ex-wife and their family. And so it is what it is. Today we are doing our annual tribute to 2016. This week and next week, we've got plenty for you to talk about in the discussion boards, because I know you internet trolling nerds who love boxing want a good topic. So I'm going to give you the best topic I can give you. That is, arguably, who are the worst champions of 2016? And let's start off with one of Andrew's favorite. Let me give credit. First of all, this article was written in December by Robert Aaron Contreras by roundbyroundboxing.com. I'm going to give him a nod. They do okay traffic-wise. Not really, but let's help him out. Roundbyroundboxing.com. And Aaron went to the trouble of compiling this list, but it's a fun list to talk about. Let's talk about Andrew's favorite hated fighter, Deontay Wilder, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Is he one of the worst champions we have in boxing for 2016?
Yeah, just for the simple fact that he will not live up to his name or his record. Deontay Wilder has been a prospect in the pro ranks now for what, 3-4 years? Knocked out 99% of everyone who's ever been in the ring with them. Just nobody knows him. Nobody knows who he is. And there's actually a guy who has 18 professional fights in the heavyweight division that is getting more recognition right now than a guy that has, 34 fights in the heavyweight division. Yes, Deontay Wilder has been a letdown for 2016.
I thought it was really funny that he did dishonorable mentions, and they all and I'll even add to him in the heavyweight division. First one he has dishonorable mention to is the WBA's Ruslan Shagayev. You've also got I would argue Tyson Fury is
big time letdown. You know what? Tyson Fury, I think, takes Deontay Wilder, Lee. Right? Seriously, man. This guy is on top of the world and then just literally has a meltdown. I don't know if it is drugs that he has a problem with or just the fact that he couldn't take it all. It was way too fast for him. Like we've said many times, when it rains, it pours in this sport. And maybe that was too much for Tyson Fury. But he is the biggest letdown in the heavyweight division this year.
Now, a couple, because I know nobody watches these weight classes, but this is how far this kid, Aaron, went into it. Ryoichi Taguchi, the WBA light flyweight champion. Talk about going deep cut, right? Japan's most recent annual New Year showcase featured 5 world title fights, one of which was Ryoichi Taguchi, WBA lightweight flyweight champion, right? He was supposed to fight Luis De La Rosa in support of his stablemate. He beat Rosa, right? So after winning the WBA belt in 2014, Alberto Rosell, Taguchi has made 2 title defenses in 2 years. Good deep cut. Good for you, Aaron. That's a deep cut. Nobody here watches any of those fights, but it's a deep cut. He even did a minimum weight champion by the name of Mayathin, who is clearly from Thailand. But the bottom line, he's a one-time. I mean, I don't even want to cover him. Now we'll get to people that you guys will know. WBA lightweight champion Anthony Corolla. There's a name for you, Andrew, that has not been talked about. Right. 2014 is when he got the belt. Another big fight. The 29-year-old Corolla is an average talent at best, but hasn't made anything of his career. Wow, he just seems to be doing lightweights. There we go.
And also, Corolla is supposed to be fighting Linares, I believe. So he's got a big fight coming up. They're doing a unification, I believe. So
all right,
it might have been disappointing in 16, though.
Yeah. Okay, what about Liam Smith? Super welterweight champion Liam Smith. Did he do anything this year at all?
No, he just showed up to give Canelo his belt, remember? Yes. It was like out of nowhere, the WBO had a champion in the 154-pound class, and he's fighting Canelo. No one knew who he was or anything. He came out of nowhere. Yeah, gave him the title and went away.
Did Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. maintain or be able to correct his career in 2016? Or is it still just a joke?
I think in 2017, he has a good chance. He is the underdog going into that. If he gets the mega fight with Saul Alvarez, he is going to be an underdog. One thing that I'm interested in seeing in that fight, Lee, is if there's going to be a weight limit on the night of the fight. If they allow Chavez to gain weight after the weigh-ins, there's a good chance he comes in at 185 and Saul Alvarez will be nowhere near that. The only chance I give Chavez in that fight is if Saul gets lazy and tired from holding on to a big guy all night and he starts getting hit with that special left hook. That's the only chance Chavez got, but yes, he does have an opportunity here to bring his career back.
So Oscar De La Hoya said, and I quote, "I think 2016 should go down as one of the worst years in boxing history, maybe the worst." Overall, what was your feeling of 2016? What was it about 2016 that made it so remarkably bad?
They're not fighting. The champs, the best aren't fighting the best. Way too much social media going on nowadays, Lee, of guys just talking mess, getting their names hot on the internet, and then not producing the caliber of fighter when they pick their opponents for their fights. We have a lack. The networks are lacking, giving us the best fights for what we're paying for these stations. It almost doesn't even seem fair anymore. The promoters, they have to get slapped around too for not talking to each other. We have these promoters that think their stables are on islands and they don't have to mix match these opponents to get the best fights. It's incredible. When you go up and down the divisions in boxing, we have stars. We have guys that are ready to fight each other. They're simply not doing it right now, and it needs to come to an end. Real fast, Terrence Crawford, and Molina, Terrence Crawford's supposed to be one of the best fighters in the world today. You think that would hold interest right there with the diehards? He only does 800,000, doesn't come near 1 million. Then across the network, you got Showtime putting on the Abner Mares Curral fight, right? I tried,
roll.
guys.
Nice roll.
I tried. They got them putting on that fight was the better fight. That fight had the better undercard. That had Charlo Williams and Julian or Jermell Charlo and Julian Williams, 2 undefeated super welterweights, 2 guys that were ranked in the top 10. Lee, it came in peaking at 333,000 buys. Where are our diehards? Forget about the average Joe. Are you telling me now that the boxing world in America, when you think of good fights on good nights, you had 2 networks putting on championship fights. You're telling me that there was only 800,000 Americans that were willing to sit down and watch that fight, and only 300,000, and they were probably the same crowd. Let's not get it mistaken, like Showtime has its own boxing crowd and HBO had. No, they're probably the same viewers.
I agree.
So we can say that out of the 800,000 that watched the HBO, only 300,000 of them were interested in the card that was supposed to be better. That's weird.
Well, honestly, when you talk about the worst fights of 2016, there is only one organization that has constantly produced a steaming pile of crap week in and week out. Would you not agree?
Yes, it's HBO right now.
No.
What?
I would say it's anything PBC.
The PBC is trying. Look, I don't know if the PBC
Okay, let's go down the list of their fighters. Okay, and you tell me who had. I can make an argument that nobody on there had a great year. Okay, they gave us average to below average fights. Did they
All
not?
right, let's go.
Okay, I'm only going to go with the big names because if we named
exactly.
everybody they had, it's half of boxing. Devin Alexander.
Terrible year. He's not. Is he even fighting? You know, that's the question for Devin in 2016.
I can look. I'm going to make my argument. Alfredo Angulo.
Yeah, shouldn't be there.
Chris Areola.
Bad year. He got paid, but he lost a lot.
David
right?
Benavidez.
Haven't heard of him.
Andre Berto.
Berto just came out and said, "Oh, the PBC's learned their lesson. The fight are going to fight the best now." Andre, you're not one of those guys, so I don't know if you should be saying that. You're like the reason why the PBC is getting shitty ratings, but keep going.
Artur Beterbiev.
Yeah, terrible year.
Sakio Bika. Who even knew that he was still around?
He should have been the one probably fighting Hopkins last night, but, let's listen to dumbass Dan Rayfield and put in a top 10 contender. Yeah.
Dominic Brazil.
He got paid, but he took some defeats.
The biggest asshole on the planet, Adrien the Problem Stabone Broner.
Broner.
Nobody had a worse 16. If I had to give an award, worst 2016, how is it not Adrien Broner?
Yeah, Broner should be a pay-per-view caliber fighter already. He should have at least made $6 million this year off a pay-per-view. One of the fights being Manny Pacquiao.
Now, by the way,
him and his manager chose not to take a $4 million payday for Manny? Fucking morons.
Right. His next
Hope
fight
that works for you in 17.
By the way, of all the fighters listed on their page, he's got to fight February 11th. Is it a big name? Is it a comeback? No, it's Adrien
Granados.
Grajados. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
A good power puncher, though.
Right.
A good power puncher. So, like the Joe Smith Hopkins, if you're not up to this fight, don't be surprised if Granados knocks your ass out late in that fight. Just telling you.
Yep. And by the way, for anybody listening, I've maybe scratched the surface of PBC boxers that are just on.
Yeah, doing nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, Lucien Boutte.
Doing nothing. Took losses, got paid.
Right.
Look at right now. PBC has more fighters coming out in frustrated with where they're at in their careers under this banner than any other reports being put out there. There's only a small percentage of these guys that are making a healthy check, and the rest of them they're just sitting around waiting for a fight to come around that's actually going to give them a decent paycheck.
Edner Cherry.
He can retire.
Luis Colazo.